coming off their first win in over a month. Central Valley Fuego will look to make it 2 in a row as they travel to the Queen City to take on a Charlotte squad that appears to be over their late June swing with 7 points in their last 3 games. My name's Ross Davenport. Tonight's match is presented by Viva Chicken, celebrating 10 years this summer, serving up the hottest and freshest chicken in the Queen City. Download their app for giveaways, deals, promotions, and more during Viva Week, July 21st through the 30th. Let's take a look at our standings, brought to you by Pieta. As you can see, Central Valley Fuego sitting in 11th, Charlotte in 2nd. A good distance to the previous matchup between these two. It was only a 1-0 win for the Jacks. Our players to watch tonight, presented by Great Clips. Joel Johnson, Spanish-born 30-year-old, represents Liberia though. Played his youth soccer with Valencia in La Liga, moved to Charlotte 2016. This is his 2nd spell with them. As versatile as they come, he can play fullback or he's spending more time in the midfield. Of late, scored 4 goals in the last 8 games. He also recently took over the top spot in the Independence all-time appearance chart. Tonight will be his 171st game for the Jacks. Now, anytime a 17-year-old scores in League One, heads will turn. So Maximus Eck, here he is, a senior at Sierra Pacific High School in Hanford, about 40 minutes south of Fresno. He scored the goal of the week. People are going to notice. UCLA commit. He's quick, good technical ability. He doesn't look like a 17-year-old out there. He's got a wide, athletic frame. He was banging in goals for Adam Smith's Fuego U20s team before Smith got thrust into the coaching the senior team. And he's brought him up, and will trust Eck with a 3rd straight start tonight up top for Central Valley. Well, stick with us. We'll be right back with lineups and the opening kickoff here from American Legion Memorial Stadium in downtown Charlotte. Independence, Fuego, coming up here in just moments. USL League One on ESPN+.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, we're proud of the relationships we've built with you, North Carolina. We're collaborating with leaders like Vici, supporting her efforts to help schools address the mental health needs of students, and foster care moms like Gail, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving, and caregivers like Maya, partnering with her to improve maternal health. From lowering costs to building healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard to make healthcare affordable, easier to navigate, and accessible for all. North Carolina is our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Welcome back to American Legion Memorial Stadium here in Charlotte as we get ready for this one between the Independence and Central Valley Fuego. Now, it was exactly 3 months ago that these two teams met in their only previous meeting this season. That was April 22nd, as we said. That was here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Charlotte were in first place at the time. Fuego were in last. It was this glancing header from Nick Spielman was the difference as Charlotte took home all 3 points. A 1-0 victory. Stats for a little lopsided. Charlotte outshot Central Valley 13-4. Fuego only had 6 touches in the opposition box all night. They did have a chance here late though from Villian Bijev. Actually, this was in the first half off the post. Past Austin Pack. Obviously a different coaching staff now for the visitors of Central Valley with Adam Smith's side. Here are your lineups brought to you by Capelli's. For Charlotte, just the one change from Wednesday's 1-0 late win over Greenville. Dane Kelly is out. He's on the bench tonight, not starting. He's got an ankle injury. We'll see if he comes in later on. He's replaced by Corey Bennett for Mike Jeffries. as for the aforementioned Adam Smith and Central Valley Fuego, 2 changes for them. One of them is forced as talisman midfielder Jose Carrera Garcia. He is out after receiving a red card in last weekend's 2-1 win over Lexington. Ozzy Ramos comes in to replace him. As you can see there, 16 chances created, leads the team. But this is his first start under new coach Adam Smith. The other change, Billy Forbes comes in up top for Jaramillo. As you can see there, he will stick with the 3/5 at the back with the wingbacks of Vera and Lamousse. See if that causes Charlotte any trouble. Greenville didn't cause them much trouble midweek with their wingback formation. Here's a look at your visitors, all in white this evening. Here are your keys to the game, brought to you by Resident Culture for Charlotte. Don't get stressed. I asked Mike Jeffries, what is your team doing when they play well? He said, their defense is solid when they're not getting pulled out of position wide. The 5-man midfield Fuego will be deploying. Charlotte, well, should I say, a 5-man defense they're deploying with the wing back. Charlotte have to be careful. There's some potential wide action. Doesn't get that back forward too stretched. As for Central Valley, play within yourselves. They're missing some serious experience with Dabo and BJF out with injuries still, and they're facing a veteran-filled lineup tonight for the Jacks. Just play within yourselves. Don't be the hero. Pick your spots on the road. Try to come out with at least a point. Perhaps they got 4 of the next 6 at home. Here's a look at your injury report. Key ones there for Fuego. That's 3 starters right there. BJF Antman, who's not far away, apparently a couple of weeks. He had the knee surgery in the off-season. Missed a ton of time before coming back and then getting a bone bruise on the same knees. Perhaps a couple of weeks away. As you can see, Charlotte in their traditional all-blue. Clay Dimmick there with his back to us. Tonight's captain scored that late winner on Wednesday night against the Greenville Triumph in the dying seconds of that one. Scramble in the box, and Dimmick was there to poke it home. He will be starting at right back this evening. It's back to his here. It's Harold Hansen, number 45, the big defensive midfielder. He'll look to block things up there in the middle, in front of that back 4. Mitch North will get another starting goal tonight for Fuego, with Antman remaining out. And there's Miguel Ibarra, veteran with a smile on his face. 33-year-old from California. And we're underway from Charlotte's referee Christian Campo Hernandez blows his whistle. Once again, I'm Ross Davenport. Thanks for joining us tonight. An early ball here. As offside is our player to watch, Joel Johnson, number 8. His second spell with Charlotte, as we mentioned in the pregame. More of a right back earlier in his career, but now pushing up to midfield. As he mentioned, 4 goals in his last 8 games. Joel Johnson loves to push forward from that right midfield spot. They played a 4-2-3-1. Charlotte, Sis and JJ both equally as proficient going forward as Johnson. We've seen Sis capable of scoring from any distance. Trezor and Mbuyu there, number 11. Another handful on the left wing for Charlotte. That was the veteran there on the ball, number 77, Billy Forbes. He joined the team in early May. Open space early in this one, Miguel Ibarra. He's got Avian Flanagan on the outside. Flanagan's got some serious quickness, and Flanagan now with a chance to shoot, and really should have done better with that one. Completely cut open the Fuego back line, and Avian Johnson would want that one back. Excuse me, Avian Flanagan wants that one back. Here's another look at it on the Activision LASIK replay. He's very quick, Flanagan. Far too much space there on the inside. You can see what he was trying to do, just couldn't get his right foot around that ball and curl it inside Mitch North's far post. The worrying signs here for Fuego early. Aquafina is the official water of the Charlotte Independents. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Mentioned Charlotte coming off that 1-0 win over Greenville. Charlotte had a ton of opportunities in that first half. Greenville goalkeeper Jared Mazzola had himself quite a game. His Mbuyu to the left side of the box. Good block there by Omar Lamousse. tonight's wingback on the right side, and will be result in our first Chick-fil-A corner of the evening. Miguel Ibarra will come over to take it. As mentioned, Charlotte had a ton of opportunities in that first half. Jared Mazzola stood on his head. Mike Jeffrey said they moved the ball well, got in dangerous areas. Their athletic players caused trouble. See, they're doing the same early here against Fuego. His ball in from Ibarra, cleared away. Flanagan chasing it down with Forbes. All the way back to Omar Sis, and he will pull it back to Austin Pack, who's having himself quite a season. Leads the league with 71 saves. Now listen, your defense isn't doing a great job when your goalkeeper leads the league in saves by a total of 17 saves, but Pack has stepped up when he's needed to. He's tied for, he's on his own in third place in the league with 7 clean sheets. Here's Ibarra now. You'll see him float all over this midfield. Now on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. That's a great first-time striker. What a goal, Trezor Mbuyu. Oh, my. Top-class goal from the left winger. His 6th of the season. And Charlotte with an early lead here at home. Strikes don't come much cleaner than that. Trezor Mbuyu with the volley. Certainly be a goal of the week candidate come next week as Ibarra gets credit for the assist. That's his 7th assist of the season. That puts him tied for first now with Arthur Rogers. Let's take another look at it here on the AccuVision LASIK replay. Just given too much space there. Saw Mbuyu up wide open on that far post. And a clinical finish past the despairing Mitch North. He was in the right position, Mitch North, but there was just too much power on that first-time strike by Trezor Mbuyu. That goal brought to you by Botero Carts. Technically beautiful goal by the speedy Trezor Mbuyu. Moves him up into a tie for 5th at the moment in USL League One scoring, alongside Lion McKinnon, Rafa Menzigan, and Leo Castro. Fuego's defense, which has been playing well over the last, even though they haven't been scoring, given up 1 or fewer goals in their last 5 games, but find themselves already down here 1-0. Want free tickets to the next home Charlotte Independence match? Childhood Cancer Awareness Night and the annual toy drive is on Saturday, July 29th, presented by Novant Health. Donate a toy to the match, receive free admission, and be entered for a chance to win a limited edition Christmas in July scarf designed by pediatric cancer patients from Novant Health. Fuego now looking to get things even here. Coming down this left wing. Good ball in, but nobody there for Fuego. Good run by Ozzy Ramos. That's a replacement for Jose Carrera Garcia. Mbuyu showing what he can do on the ball. Now a chance for Charlotte to break. Good work back there, though, by Omar Lamous again. He was the one that lost contact a little bit with Mbuyu on the goal. Fuego with some space now. The shot from distance may have skimmed the crossbar. It was Ozzy Ramos again, the team leader in chances created. Again, didn't start the first 2 League One games under new coach Adam Smith, but getting the start tonight with the absence of Jose Carrera Garcia. Looking dangerous early, Ozzy Ramos. Select, the official matchball supplier of USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Good pressure here as Maximus Ek falls down a little bit. Billy Forbes laughing at Maximus Ek's age. He's only 17, born August 2005. Gabriel Obertan, the veteran who's on the bench tonight for Charlotte. And he made his Premier League debut for Man United. Maximus Ek was only 4 years old. That's a poor ball looking for Sis. Now perhaps a chance here for Fuego to break. Harold Hansen looking deep for Ek. Not a bad way to spend your summer holidays, playing professional soccer on an academy contract. Here's Corey Bennett now. Buyu again, can he find a second? Not this time. Just skims past the right-hand post of Mitch North. Buyu might want that one back, just snatched it a little bit. Let's take a little look at here on the Activision LASIK replay. He was closed down reasonably well by Lamousse. He's having himself a busy night tonight already. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+. The home to USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Also got an early goal elsewhere. Lexington with an early 1-0 lead against Omaha. Joining us a little late, missed a goal already. Trezor Mbuyu. In the 4th minute, a beautiful volley off the assist by Miguel Ibarra. Here's Avion Flanagan now. Going to take players on. Looked like he got pulled back there for a second. No call though. Referee Campo Hernandez letting him play. Here's some choice words from both benches there. Fuego going directly here. Flanagan pinching in from his left back spot with a good challenge on Ramos, who needs to be careful. Ozzy Ramos is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. He's got 7 on the season. With that said, if he doesn't get a yellow card tonight, it will be his 5th game without a yellow, which means he gets one taken away. So a big game tonight for Ozzy Ramos. And that was almost a suspension right there. Got away with it though. So we have a player down for Fuego, and he's in some pain. Didn't catch a number. I mentioned Fuego dealing with a couple of key injuries to Bijev and Dabo. They are getting a little healthier. Grab some new gear for the next Independence game with scarves, hats, shirts, and more. We have merch for every Independence fan. Head over to store.charlotteindependence.com to find your next piece of Jack's gear. There's some fans there, some that need a bit of a Charlotte gear. So a couple of jerseys. Never a good sign when a player is clutching his knee. And Adam Smith did say they were getting a little healthier. Sheriff DA wasn't listed on the injury report, and that is Francois Deleuze, a former Haitian international. As you can see there, Central Valley struggling in their last 4, but that win looking to build off it, as you can see there. Adam Smith. There's your away record for Central Valley. Charlotte only have the 1 home loss this season. That was to Greenville back in early May. It's been very tough to beat here at American Legion Memorial. Deleuze back on his feet and on the pitch. Good to see. Mentioned Dabo and Bijev not in full training just yet. He said, Adam Smith said he'll have a good headache once everybody's healthy. He obviously worked with Vietnam Bijev in Sacramento, so he knows what he can do, especially from a leadership perspective. Norfolk Hampton still a couple of weeks away with the bone bruise. Mitch North has played reasonably well, as you mentioned. The defense has done pretty good. Just one goal allowed in each of the last 5 games. And now already one here tonight, as we mentioned. Last in goal scored with only 11 in 17 games. Hadn't scored in 4 before last weekend's 2-goal haul against Lexington. They also only have 1 draw in the season, Fuego. They'll certainly take one tonight against one of the best teams in the USL League One. Almost, excuse me, Shalom Duty looking to go long. It's Maximus X showing those teenage lungs. Another hot night in Charlotte. It's been, Mike Jeffries said it's been very hot and humid there for the last month. They've had to cut back a little bit on the length and intensity of their training sessions. Nice little 1-2 there. Forbes now trying to pinch it inside to Ramos, but good work again by the veteran. Dropped it back to Jordan Chavez, excuse me, who scored the 2nd goal last week. Ramos now out wide. Ball is served in. That's a decent one. Eck was in the vicinity. Headed away by Spielman. Now here's Hansen. Cerritos looking for help, finds it. That ball will go out for, I think, a corner kick. Referee looking for help from his assistant referee. It will be a Chick-fil-A corner. Alexis Cerritos, one of the guys that Maximus X said he's really learned a lot from since joining the first team. Cerritos certainly one of the more exciting attacking midfield options in the league when he's on his game. Lamousse will come over to take this one. And from San Jose, California. Swings it in right for a decent delivery, but nobody there other than Shalom Duty, and he heads it away. Fuego with a bit of possession here, but that's given away. This one, well, clumsily will go all the way back to Mitch North. Bring the whole group out to the next Jacks game, watch some good soccer, grab some cold drinks and take in a match with a view of uptown Charlotte. Email tickets@queencitysc.com or call 980-392-9170 to schedule your next group outing. Francois Deleuze under some pressure here. Appears to have shaken off that injury. That's a poor giveaway. Ooh. Offside, but I'm not sure if that was played by a Charlotte player or not. Corey Bennett was definitely behind the last defender. I'm not sure who that came off. 5 games in USL League One tonight. I mentioned Lexington and Omaha going on at the moment. 7:30 Eastern start between Knoxville and Chattanooga. The Smoky Mountain showdown there between the 2 Tennessee sides. Tormenta hosting Greenville at 7:30 Eastern, and then at 9 o'clock, the big one out in the mountains, Northern Colorado hosting Richmond. Peach State's derby up for grabs, perhaps, in that Tormenta Greenville game. Greenville will need a result to keep that series alive. Here's Lamousse. Looking to touch it in towards that, goes down. No call from Campo Hernandez. Now Flanagan on it. Some fancy footwork. Flanagan still going. Finds Joel Johnson. Player to watch tonight. Johnson, 18 years old. Just bubbled up on him a little bit at the wrong time. And that one skied over the bar of Mitch North. Another look on the Activision replay, LASIK replay. It's a lovely run by Flanagan. It could well have been a foul. You can see it just bubbled up there slightly on Joel Johnson as he went to strike it off the turf here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independents. Enjoy an ice cold Pepsi while watching the Jacks. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. Gonna have a foul here. It's hard to hear the referee's whistle over the band in the stadium. It'll be free kick to Charlotte. Let's look at Omar Sis, man from Senegal, goal and 2 assists this season. Started every game in midfield for Mike Jeffries. There's a loose ball there. "18 minutes here into this one between the Independents and Fuego. Russ Davenport with you. 1 goal is the difference so far. Trezor Mbuyu's strike, and what a strike it was. In the 4th minute, the difference so far. Nico Brown with the early goal for Lexington as he continues to have a solid offensive season in his first year with the new team. That's a poor giveaway now. And here's a chance. Oh, he lays it off. And Eck's gonna give it to you. Maximus Eck ties things up. This 17-year-old on the board for a 2nd straight game. It was a poor giveaway by Charlotte. Jordan Chavez, it looked like he was going to have a chance to score himself, but he laid it off to Maximus Eck. And the 17-year-old teenager scores in his 2nd straight to tie things up here in the 19th minute. The referee even gives him a slap on the back. Here was the poor ball across. It was a good anticipation by Chavez, pushing up from his right centre-back spot. Smartly laid it off to Eck. And that's a quality composed finish for such a young man. Chavez knowing exactly who to give it to. The red-hot teenager, and we're all tied up at 1 here. Well, the Fuego fans back at Dave & Buster's in Fresno will be celebrating that one. Did see a couple of Fuego fans in attendance in the stands in pre-game. Long way to go. Unless they're perhaps some locally based family. Maximus Eck supposed to be heading to UCLA whenever his time here this season is done with Fuego, but you have to think some teams might be looking at this gentleman and thinking, hey, perhaps you want to skip college. We'll see. Here's Cerritos now, another danger man. Loses his footing, though. Dimmick will come away with it. Risky ball by, I think it might have been Omar Sis, across the pitch. In your own third, you got to know where your opponents are. And Jordan Chavez has been pushing forward all night from that right centre-back spot. This is where he's got to be careful, though. It's Corey Bennett now. It's been a while since Charlotte have been down here. Flanagan gets the right foot across in, headed away. Billy Forbes now ahead to Eck. Duty had goal side of him, though. And well played there by Duty. If you're looking for a little Greek, a little Southern, and always fresh, enjoy a great meal at your local Showmars. Crowd here at American Legion has been silenced. Even the band has been silenced by that Maximus Eck goal, his 2nd in as many games. I asked Adam Smith some individuals that he thought played well in that last game, and he specifically said Maximus Eck has really impressed. He says he's been pushing him for a long time with the U20s. He was banging in goals there. He said he felt he was our best player versus Madison. He said everything dangerous we did, Maximus Eck was somehow involved. Because Adam Smith is getting to learn this first team because he was the director of football, but he really didn't have much to do. He told me with this senior team, he would go to the games obviously, but hadn't been training with them. So it was a fresh start for a lot of them. He said he sat every player down individually when he took the job to discuss how everybody was feeling, and he said it really helped him get a connection with some of these players. Made a few changes here and there. Obviously now going to 3 at the back. Ooh, that's a crunching challenge there by Lamousse. He's likely going to receive a card. Referee's not even, oh, he did blow a whistle. Again, the whistle is hard to hear here. Now I hear it. Lamousse lucky not to get a card there. That was a crunching challenge on Trezor Mbuyu. Certainly looking to slow the man from the Democratic Republic of Congo down. Mbuyu played his college soccer at Liberty, also played for the Charlotte Eagles. That's a slip. That could have been a dangerous slip there as Mbuyu also slips, and that ball will go out for a goal kick. Make your own schedule with our new Flex Plan ticket package. You can get tickets at a lower rate for the matches that fit your schedule by emailing tickets@queencitysc.com or calling ticket office at 980-392-9170. There is that band making themselves heard tonight, as always here at American Legion Memorial. Charlotte going long here, looking for Eck. And he does have the ball. Looks inside, was trying to find Ramos. It was good work by Eck. See how physical he is for a 17-year-old. Omar Sis looking for the runner, Joel Johnson, to run all the way through to Mitch North. Mitch North, a man that Adam Smith actually knows from his days with Sacramento Republic. Well, spent time there. I asked Adam Smith how his tactics differ. As Shalom Duty has to put that one into the sky. A little bit of miscommunication perhaps with Austin Pack. Lucky he wanted to chest it back, but the ball didn't bounce quite high enough for him, and we'll have a Chick-fil-A corner kick. Excuse me, it was in Portland. The Timbers Academy is where Adam Smith had Mitch North, so both very familiar with each other. Quite confident with him as a goalkeeper. We'll see if he can manage to keep Ofek Antman out of the starting lineup. We'll just have to see how that develops. Corner here will be taken by Adrian Vera. Here's the cross in by Vera. He's got some pace on it. Ooh, Pack had to get there with the hand, and he's hurt. Collided with a Fuego player. Jordan Chavez, I think, coming up, and Austin Pack is in some pain. He got tipped upside down and landed perhaps on his hip or his back. Yeah, he's holding his lower back. Austin Pack. Let's take a look at it here on the Activision LASIK replay, and Austin Pack is in some serious pain. Noah Abrams, the backup goalie. Here's another look at it here. Just got tipped. It's awkward by Chavez. You can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to get to the ball. He was in contact with Nick Spielman. Pack bravely came for it, and he's in some trouble. Gonna take a hydration break here in Charlotte. It is a hot one. Austin Pack, the 29-year-old from Alpharetta, Georgia. He only made 45 pro starts coming into this season, despite being 29 years old. As Mike Jeffries keeps half an eye on his goalkeeper and half an eye chatting with his team here. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for both of these teams as we have this hydration break. As for Charlotte, you'll see they'll host. That's a big one coming up next week in Northern Colorado, having such a great season. That could well be a battle for first place. Then a tough trip to Greenville. Host South Georgia Tormented. Then they'll go the reverse fixture of this one on the 19th, as well as one Knoxville on the 26th. If you're traveling to Charlotte to see one of these games, make sure you stay at the Hyatt Place downtown. The Hyatt Place just minutes away from the stadium, around countless dining options. Hyatt Place downtown, the official hotel of the Charlotte Independents. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for the visitors. We mentioned 4 of their next 6 at home, including a couple of teams outside the playoff picture at the moment, Knoxville and Chattanooga, 2 big ones there for Fuego. If they really want to mount a serious challenge and perhaps getting into the playoffs, it would be a tough task. A long trip to Tormenta and Lexington. I'm sure they won't be going home between those 2 games, and then a home game against the Independents we mentioned on the 19th of August. And thankfully, it appears Austin Pack is okay. He might need an ice pack at halftime. Perhaps a little lie down on the locker room floor, but you can see he's still hurt. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Tweak it back. There could be certain movements that'll bother you. Not ideal for a keeper. Back underway here in the 29th minute from American Legion Memorial Stadium. If you're just joining us, Trezor Mbuyu gave the home team the lead in the 4th minute. And then it was 17-year-old Maximus Eck, his 2nd goal in as many games in the 19th minute. And an assist from Jordan Chavez. Charlotte certainly had the best of the first 5 or 10 minutes or so, but Central Valley have definitely played their way right back into this one. Possession currently heavily in favor of Charlotte. Both teams with just the 1 shot on target, and they've both gone in. Fuego with 1 more final 3rd entry than Charlotte, interestingly enough. That one may go out for a corner kick, and it will, off the head of Francois Deleuze. Corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Miguel Ibarra will jog over to take it. Had the assist on that Mbuyu goal. His 7th assist of the season. Veteran will swing it in, right-footed, towards the far post. Headed away by Chavez. Headed back in. Still bouncing around in there. Nick Spielman's head got a touch on it. And we'll go out for a Charlotte throw. We haven't had too many throw-ins tonight. The ball's been in play for the majority of this first nearly 30 minutes. Here's a look at your captain tonight, Clay Dimmick, the hero on Wednesday night. This one's floated in. Falls to the feet of Ibarra. It's a lovely touch. Bennett was trying to turn. Instead it wasn't. Bennett, well, all sorts of chaos going on there. It was JJ with the initial drop-off to Bennett. The shot was bubbled by Mitch North, but then claimed it at the 2nd attempt. A good half chance there for the Independents. We'll take another look at it here on the Activision LASIK replay. And actually got poked away to Bennett. Mitch North had to look through some traffic. Luckily didn't bounce too far away from him. He got away with that one. We're underway in Statesboro as well as Knoxville. Keep tabs on those 2 games if we can. Deleuze looks okay after his early injury. Not the best ball there though. Looking for Adrian Vera down that left wing. Now a chance perhaps for Fuego to put a little pressure on. Keep that ball in that final 3rd. You can hear one of the coaches saying, don't let him out. Certainly going to try and make it difficult. That was a heavy touch by Pack, but got away with it. Likely still feeling that back injury a little bit. That's a good long ball here for Ibarra. Pushing furthest forward for the Jacks. He's never going to win that physical battle with Francois Deleuze. He's not a small man, Francois Deleuze, and that's going to be a foul. And Ibarra who lashes out, perhaps. Needs to be careful here. Adam Smith. Apologies for the Adam Smith language in the background. He's not afraid to let his feelings known, Adam Smith. He got a yellow card last weekend after the Jose Carrera Garcia red card, which both Smith and Maximus Eck said there was no contact made. The Lexington player stooped down a little bit. Jose Carrera Garcia didn't think he made contact. Referee thought he did though, and that's all that matters. Here's a look at Adam Smith. Our producer and I were talking before the game that him and Mike Jeffries are very similar looking with the glasses and the button-up shirts. Adam Smith, a great chat with me midweek. Mentioned earlier, asked him tactically how he differs from Martin Vasquez, as we have a Fuego player down. He says he doesn't get too wrapped up in tactics. He says, I don't think there's a right and wrong way to play the game. There is Mike Jeffries. He says, I've worked in so many different systems. There's so many factors that go into tactics. He doesn't think we'll be 4-3-3 every week or stick to the same principles. It really depends what you've got at your disposal and who you're playing against. He says he wants his team to get the ball forward quickly. He said he passing a little too much sideways and backwards previously. Trying to get a little more positivity out of this team. He said a lot of games in this league are won on transition or set pieces. You've got to have good game management and play to your abilities. Here's Cerritos, certainly one of the more talented players in League One in the midfield. Cerritos leads this team with 3 goals scored. Maximus Echo, only one behind him now. That's clear shove in the back there. By Ryan JJ, the Frenchman, a mid-season signing. Product of the Metz FC Academy. It's M-E-T-Z, not M-E-T-S. They got an early goal in Tormenta. Greenville have taken a 1-0 lead against Tormenta. Let's focus on this one here as we have a dangerous free kick here for the visitors. Omar Lamousse over it. Coming to join him is his opposite wing-back, Adrian Vera. There's a left-footed ball in towards the far post. There's plenty of Fuego players there. The ball comes off the head of Cerritos and out of play for a goal kick. You want free tickets to the next home Charlotte Independence match, Childhood Cancer Awareness Night, and the annual toy drive is on Saturday, July 29th, presented by Novant Health. Donate a toy to the match, receive free admission, and be entered for a chance to win a limited edition Christmas in July scarf designed by pediatric cancer patients from Novant Health. Miguel Ibarra now. And who assisted on the early goal by Treasure Mbuyu. Charlotte been pretty quiet since then, though. That's going to be a silly foul there by Adrian Vera. Similar foul to the last one down the other end of the pitch on exactly the same spot almost. See if Charlotte can do a little more with it than Fuego did with their chance. Greenville goal by Leo Castro. Adrian Vera shakes his head. There's a bit of a silly foul in a silly spot. Chance here for Miguel Ibarra to perhaps pick up his second assist of the season, of the game, excuse me. No cards yet in this one, interestingly enough. Referee Campo Hernandez has let him play. Not the best of deliveries by Avion Flanagan, but Alexis Cerritos makes a bit of a mess of the clearance and can only shank it out for a Chick-fil-A corner kick. We're taken again by Flanagan. Drafted in 2021 by Cincinnati. He signed them but never played. 16 starts last season, MLS Next Pro for FC Cincinnati 2. Him and Ibarra play a nice little 1-2. Flanagan is onside. Chance to swing a dangerous one in. Billy Forbes there playing some good defense at the back post. He nods it away. There will be another Chick-fil-A corner kick. Ibarra will take it again. The last 10 minutes here of the first half, 1-1. That one is deep, headed away by Ramos. Here's his opposite number, Omar Sis. Good interception there. Go out for a Charlotte throw. Johnson. Goes back to a nice little 1-2 here. That's good work back there by Cerritos, and that's a jersey pull. I think Fans, it was recently announced that the new Division 1 Women's Professional Soccer League, the USL Super League, is coming to the Carolinas. Take part in helping us launch our team by visiting superleaguecarolinas.com. There's the tent set up there. A little bit of Connect 4, a little bit of Jenga. Obviously, Women's World Cup going on right now. I'm going to say with a 3-0 win to open things up against Vietnam. And some interesting results out there in New Zealand and Australia in those early games. England barely beat Haiti. Norway got beaten, as that one's shanked out of play by Duty. Be a throw here, deep inside Charlotte territory. Omar Lamousse will take it. Eck in some space. He's already got one tonight. Can he make it two? Gets closed down pretty quickly. Billa Forbes. Nice little move to get past Flanagan. Forbes now with the outside of his left foot, and it's 2-1. Jordan Chavez, his second goal in as many matches, and the visitors have a 2-1 lead. Well, well. There's a beautiful bit of play down that right-hand side by Billy Forbes. Cross with the outside of his foot, and Jordan Chavez coming up from his centre-back position. Finishes it off. Lovely fake there by Chavez to get by Flanagan. Lovely low ball assist, completely the wrong side of his defender. And Chavez makes it 2-1 to the visitors. He wants to get things going. Chavez to get back to his right centre-back spot. USL's second summer showcase signals the start of the sprint to the finish. Philip Goodrum and FC Tulsa head west to face Romario Williams and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Tulsa and Switchbacks Wednesday, August 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. It's certainly been an interesting first 40 minutes here from American Legion Memorial Stadium. Fuego scored a pair of goals for the second time in a row. Maybe the first time that's happened this season. It is, just confirming that. The first multi-goal games back-to-back for the visitors. And they're looking to take this lead to the break. Charlotte have dangerous individuals though in the final third. Here's one of them, Treasure Mbuyu. Down goes the Charlotte player. It's Corey Bennett. No call, though. Referee Campo Hernandez had a good look at it. Mentioned no cards so far yet tonight. It's now Lexington 2, Omaha 0. Mentioned Central Valley Fuego could have jumped above Lexington tonight perhaps with 3 points, but Lexington's not having any of that. Benny taking on Lamousse. Corey Bennett bangs it off Lamousse and out for a throw. Adam Smith wanted the deflection, didn't get it. Mike Jeffries did say that he was very impressed with how Fuego responded under Coach Smith. The heads haven't gone down at all. Even when they went down to Madison, went down to 10 men early against Lexington. Looked like a different team since Adam Smith has taken over. Smith wants to throw it again. He's not going to get it. He's about to have a word from referee Campo Hernandez. He's heard enough. Adam Adam Smith spent time with Everton as a youth. Played lower level in English soccer, as well as in Scotland with Motherwell, that came over to the USA to play with Long Island and Wilmington. Goalkeeper by trade. Head assistant with Sac Republic. He was the head coach at Fresno FC for a few seasons. He was director of football at Ventura County Fusion, USL League Two, before taking his job with Central Valley. And Buyu just backed that one out of the play for a goal kick. Also got an early goal in Knoxville. Goals flying in early here in USL League One on Saturday night. Knoxville with a 1-0 lead over Chattanooga. Grab some new gear for the next Independence game with scarves, hats, shirts, and more. We have merch for every Independence fan. Head over to store.charlotteindependence.com to find your next piece of Jack's gear. Every game's had a goal in the first 10 to 15 minutes tonight so far in USL League One. Don't show up late for these ones. I don't know what might happen. We had the early Mbuyu goal here, but it's been answered by 2 goals from the visitors. Adam Smith's dad, Graham Smith, also an ex-pro in England, previously a director at Chelsea. He also worked with the Sacramento Republic. Good work here by Eck. No fear on this 17-year-old as he goes down in the collision with Duty. Eck is in some pain. Looks like he kicked the back of Shalom Duty's leg, and Eck is feeling that one. And Smith has made some changes at the half in his first couple of League One games. We'll see if that stays the theme tonight. Good toe in there by Billy Forbes. Forbes and Ramos both came off at the half in the last game. As offside is Clay Dimmick. Want free tickets to the next home Charlotte Independence match? Childhood Cancer Awareness Night and the annual toy drive is on Saturday, July 29th. That's next Saturday, presented by Novant Health. If you donate a toy to the match, you receive free admission and be entered for a chance to win a limited edition Christmas in July scarf designed by pediatric cancer patients from Novant Health. As you can see there, 3 minutes of stoppage time here, presented by Viva Chicken. Foot race here between Flanagan and Lamousse. And it's going to be a corner kick, and Adam Smith has said too much, and that will be a yellow card coming for the coach. So the coach is the first personnel in the book. Adam Smith will have to keep his mouth shut for the second half. It's going to be hard to do. Miguel Vargas ready to take this corner. 5th of the night for the home team. Can they find a way to equalize here just before the break? All right, going far post once again. It's headed towards goal and almost inside that far post. Mitch North was scrambling across. Bring the whole group out to the next Jack's game. Watch some good soccer, grab some cold drinks, and take in the match with a view of Uptown Charlotte. Email tickets at queencitysc.com or call 980-392-9170 to schedule your next group outing. So just over a minute remaining in this entertaining first half from American Legion Memorial. Jordan Chavez is incredulous of that decision by referee Campo Hernandez. An opening early goal by Trezor Mbuyu in the 4th minute gave the home team the lead, but I have to say it's been mostly Central Valley since then. Maximus Eck with his second goal as many games in the 19th minute, the 17-year-old. And Jordan Chavez, 20 minutes later, would make it 2-1, also his second goal in as many games. Villalobos with the goal for Knoxville. Ates Diouf with the second one for Lexington. Ryan JJ, he's had a quiet first half, the Frenchman. Duty. That's a nice turn by Omar Sis. Not so nice of a pass, though. Far too far ahead of Corey Bennett and Miguel Ibarra, who are both in the vicinity. Mitch North quite happy to slow things down here and waste a few more seconds of this first half, and that will do it from Charlotte. Goals from Maximus Eck, the 17-year-old, as well as Jordan Chavez, have Central Valley Fuego halfway to a second consecutive victory here in USL League One. Trezor Mbuyu right there did score the first goal, but his team finds themselves down at the half. Central Valley Fuego 2. Charlotte Independence 1. Stick with us. We'll be right back with halftime highlights and stats, news and notes from around League One after this commercial break. Your score at the half. Fuego 2, Independence 1.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Stand up, Independence fans. Take a break from squinting to see that tiny soccer ball bounce around that big field. Now take off your glasses, rub your eyes, put some eye drops on your contact lenses, or let my friends at AccuVision LASIK help you get that 20/20 vision you need to see the match in high def. Mention Independence and get $1,000 off LASIK. Go get the details right now at AccuVisionLASIK.com. That's AccuVisionLASIK.com.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
Welcome back to halftime here in Charlotte. Tonight's match is presented by Viva Chicken, celebrating 10 years this summer, serving up the hottest and freshest chicken in the Queen City. Download the app for giveaways, deals, promotions, and more doing Viva Week, July 21st through the 30th. Now it's time to take a look back at highlights from the two midweek games in USL League One, brought to you by my colleague Brad Klein.
Oh, the midweek matchups never disappoint in League One. One Knoxville and Union Omaha doing battle on Tuesday. 10th minute, and one Knoxville not wasting any time, but looked like Union Omaha was going to clear this away. Not so much. Danny Fernandez makes it 1-0 in favor of the home club. But only 5 minutes later, how about Junior Palacios? A free kick score, we're even at 1-1. Red card for Luca Mastrantonio in the 82nd minute. So now Union Omaha playing with 10 men. You would think, okay, walk away on the road with 1 point. You're happy with that, right? But not so much. Let's go to the 94th minute. Union Omaha not satisfied, playing with 10 men, and Dion Acuff nets it. The game winner, 2-1 in favor of Union Omaha, and now 6 consecutive matches without a win for One Knoxville. That was Tuesday. This was Wednesday. Charlotte hosting Greenville, and wow, what a performance for Jared Mazzola. It was just frustrating. You continue to hit your head against a brick wall, waiting for the bricks to break. Doesn't happen. Omar Sis, Tresser, and Buyu, they had great looks, peppering Mazzola, but the keeper had a club record 9 saves for the triumph, and Evan Lee gets a look here right at the top of the 18. Can't connect on Austin Pack. We go to stoppage time right now. No score, we're level. 95th minute, the clock is tick, 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 ticking. But how about this? Mazzola, only so much he can do, makes the initial save. The rebound score goes to Clay Dimmick, and that is how Charlotte walks away with a 1-0 win. Heartbreaker for Greenville, but a big-time win for the Independents right there. Don't go anywhere. The League One family is growing, and we're going to tell you more about that after a quick break right here on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Exciting stuff there as the Spokane Velocity announced as the 14th team to be in League One next season. Going to be some serious travel for the folks up there, but exciting times for sure as we're up to 14 teams now, the most we've ever had in USL League One. You see Arthur Rogers there with the 5th 3-assist match in league history as he continues to power that Hailstorm team to a great start to the season. Here he is as your player of the week. Mitch North He's allowed one tonight. Probably won't find himself on Team of the Week this week, but great to see him there last week. Let's take a look at your scoreboard tonight in USL League One. Goals flying in everywhere. Lexington 2-0 over Omaha at the break. Knoxville with a 1-0 lead against Chattanooga, and Leo Castro with a brace as the Triumph try to keep that Peach States Cup alive. The race for that with a 2-0 lead over Tormenta at about the half-hour mark there. Here is your upcoming schedule. If you looked at the standings earlier, Northern Colorado with 4 games in hand. They're going to catch up a little bit this week. Tonight they will play Richmond, and Wednesday they will head to North Carolina, and then they will play Charlotte on the side. I'm sure they'll stay in the Carolinas for that one. Some interesting matchups. Every game matters here in USL League One. Fuego back in action next Saturday as they host Knoxville. That schedule presented by Hyatt Place. Well, stick with us. We'll be right back with full-time halftime stats and highlights here as Fuego have a 2-1 lead over the Independents. Stick with us.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, we're proud of the relationships we've built with you, North Carolina. We're collaborating with leaders like Vici, supporting her efforts to help schools address the mental health needs of students, and foster care moms like Gail, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving, and caregivers like Maya, partnering with her to improve maternal health. From lowering costs to building healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard to make healthcare affordable, easier to navigate, and accessible for all. North Carolina is our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Welcome back to halftime here, presented by Viva Chicken, where Central Valley Fuego have only their second halftime lead of the season. This one, a 2-1 advantage over the home team, the Charlotte Independents. Let's take a look at how we got there. It was a fast start for the home team as the Jacks took an early 1-0 lead with an absolute beaut of a strike by Treasure Mbuyu. Here it is here. Joel Johnson out wide to Ibarra, left too much space. Also left too much space was Mbuyu at the back post, and look at this for a volley. Past Mitch North and into the back of the net to give the Jacks a 1-0 lead in the 4th minute. It was all Jacks early, but Fuego started to ease their way back into it, find their feet, and it would be 17-year-old Maximus Eck getting his second straight start. It was a poor ball here across. I think it may have been Ibarra with the terrible ball, intercepted by Jordan Chavez. Thought perhaps he would have a go himself, but smartly laid it off to Eck, who finishes inside the post to tie things up here in the 19th minute. Definitely Miguel Ibarra with that awful ball across the pitch that never got to Shalom Duty. Picked off by Chavez, who kept finding himself in a defense position from the centre back spot all game. And a composed finish by the teenager. And 20 minutes later, it would be the visitors to take in the lead. Billy Forbes with a lovely cutback to get past Avian Flanagan. The cross with the outside of his left foot, and there's Jordan Chavez wide open. 7 or 8 yards out to fire that one home and give them actually 6 yards. He was right on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Chavez has the goal to go with his assist. Jordan Chavez, the man from San Diego, former San Diego Loyal man. He was out of the lineup before Adam Smith took over, back in now and showing his coach why he deserved to be put back in there. There's your halftime stats. You see the possession heavily in favor of the Independents, but they haven't done a whole lot with it with only the 2 shots on target. We'll see if Mike Jeffries or Adam Smith make any changes at the break. Smith has made some changes at the half in recent games, and there is a change for Charlotte. Into the game is Luis Alvarez, the 20-year-old Honduran. He comes in for Miguel Ibarra. It's Ryan JJ. We mentioned what a quiet first half he had. In for him comes Brad Dunwell, the former Wake Forest star. Former Detroit City man, OKC Energy, RJV. 26-year-old from Michigan. So Ibarra out, as well as JJ. In come Dunwell and Alvarez. We do have a change also for Central Valley. As in comes Victor Falk, the experienced center midfielder from Sweden, former Richmond man. He comes in for Billy Forbes, so a bit of a defensive substitution there. Forbes was pushing forward alongside that man, 17-year-old Maximus Eck, for most of the first half. So we'll see if they make any other formation changes. I'll give you a look at the subs here, brought to you by Atlas Chiropractic and Wellness. So 3 subs total, 2 for Charlotte, 1 for Central Valley Fuego. So Victor Falk will push up pretty much alongside Maximus Eck. Falk certainly more of a center midfielder by trade. Here he is now. Well, perhaps Chavez is pushing further forward. Chavez has had such a fluid role in this game. He's been absolutely all over the pitch. Let's look at your scoring summary. Treasure and Mbuyu in the 4th. Maximus Eck almost with the pocket pick there. Eck in the 19th and Chavez in the 39th. Ozzy Ramos pushing a little further forward now. Chavez certainly pushing up. Almost looks like it's now Cromwell, Deleuze and Lemus at the back 3. Whatever Adam Smith is doing, it's working right now. Looking for their 2nd straight victory for the first time this season. Maybe the first time since the last 2 games of last season, in fact. Mentioned only the 2nd time this season Fuego have had a halftime lead. The other time was against Richmond. They had a 1-0 lead and lost that one 2-1. It's Corey Bennett now looking to make a difference here early in the 2nd half. And he gets completely shoved over by Victor Falk. Victor Falk, 12 starts, had started 8 in a row until missing the last game with a foot problem, so potentially still dealing with that and not able to go 90. He's a big physical presence in the midfield. As Adam Smith mentioned too, as midweek, he's not short of quality central midfielders, so you're having to shuffle him around a little bit. A chance for a dangerous free kick here, delivery from Flanagan or Alvarez. It will be Flanagan left to take it with his left foot. The left back for Mike Jeffries. Good delivery off the top of the head of a Fuego player and back in and cleared off the line by Deleuze. Dangerous moment there for the visitors. They're under some serious pressure on that free kick. Almost 2-2. You see that? Ozzy Ramos certainly pushing a little further forward now. Foul. Wide to Vera. Nice turn there by Rajat Cromwell. Haven't mentioned him much tonight. It's always a good thing when you're not mentioning defenders too often. And the turnover, Falk now. Out wide to Eck. Looking for Falk. It was almost a delightful ball. Couldn't get past Spielman though. As Alvarez goes back to Austin Pack, who injured his back in the first half, but appears to be okay now. Surely got some treatment at the break. Fuego with some pressure now. Charlotte looked to break it. It was apparently a handball. Amos is claiming it was his shoulder. Referee Campo Hernandez is not going to change his decision. It will be a free kick for Central Valley in a pretty dangerous spot here. Referee asking Amos to get back. Another referee who likes to make contact with players. The other way around, he wouldn't be too happy. But the foul to deliver. Central Valley is a little scared of the transition. They only got 4 in the box. Moose finally making his way in there, but that wasn't the best delivery by the man from Sweden. Make your own schedule with our new Flex Plan ticket package. You can get tickets at a lower rate for the matches that fit your schedule by emailing tickets@queencitysc.com or calling our ticket office at 980-392-9170. Here's Brad Dunwell, certainly more of a defensive midfielder. Maybe that'll allow Amos to push forward a little bit more. Dunwell, 13 starts last season for Detroit City. Relentless energy and tenacity, that man, Brad Dunwell. He's not the biggest player in the world. Flanagan now. His left-footed delivery's not the best, and out comes Mitch North to claim. Mitch North certainly taking a little more than the 6 seconds. I'm not sure if that's even still a rule these days. It's not being applied, that's for sure. Shadows kicks that one up in the air. Almost looks now like Central Valley Fuego in a back 4. We'll drop into that back 4 at times. That's one thing you can do with the 3 at the back. Just drop one of those wing backs back. Johnson goes down rather easily. Referee Campo Hernandez continues to get a bit of the verbal from the Fuego players now that Adam Smith has Adam Smith asking some questions for the 4th official. It's Dunwell. Spielman scored the only goal in the previous meeting between these two sides this season. Dimmick pushing forward from his right back spot. That's a good ball in. Joel Johnson with a strike. He's just over the bar. Joel Johnson loves to work in those channels. Should have put that one on target and at least forced Mitch North to make a save. It's a lovely service here from a beautiful first touch actually that gave him the space away from Francois Deleuze, but Johnson couldn't keep it down. Looking for his 5th goal of the season. Can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app. Treasure Mbuyu on his horse. He's got Corey Bennett in the middle. Can't find him. A race here between Falk and Dimmick. Falk will win it. Tried to get a foul, but instead, well, he will get the foul. Clay Dimmick in shock. Certainly wasn't much contact. Mentioning the English Premier League on SiriusXM. Only a few weeks away now, August 11th. Premier League will get started. Speaking of leagues starting up soon, it was recently announced that the new Division I Women's Professional Soccer League, the USL Super League, is coming to the Carolinas. Take part in helping us launch our new team by visiting superleaguecarolinas.com. Spokane also going to have a Super League team. This one hooked away by Vera. Looks like Fuego in a 4-2-2-2 now, as Eck lays this one off to Cerritos. Back to Eck with some space to cross it perhaps. The youngster does, and it's a decent ball in. It's laid down for Falk. Cerritos is there, blocked by Dunwell. Now a chance for Charlotte to get out on the break. Joel Johnson crosses halfway, surveying his options. Swings it all the way over to Alvarez. Alvarez brings the white-footed cross in. That one could have certainly landed at the feet of Mbuyu off the header for Jacques Quamwell, but gets away with it. Slipped there, but ball does find the feet of Falk. Charlotte trying to force a turnover here in the final third. Can't quite do it though, as Hansen comes away with it. Harold Hansen, the man from Ontario, California. Space here for Chavez, closed down by Duty, but it falls to Eck. Eck with the left-footed ball. All the way over to Cerritos. Alexis Cerritos, double teamed. Alvarez comes over to help. Dropped off to Falk. Back to Hansen. That's a delightful ball. It won't stay in though. It did come off a Charlotte player. Loose lets it go, and it will be a Chick-fil-A corner kick. More good stuff coming from the feet of Maximus Eck. Referee Kempo saying, next bit of time wasting, you may receive a yellow card, Mr. Vieira. Certainly not in any hurry to take this corner kick. Degrees right now in Charlotte. 53% humidity, not too bad. Here's the delivery from Vera. Comes to claim as Austin Pack. And he will slow things down now. Flanagan, that's a delightful ball for Mbuyu. He's got Flanagan in support as well as Bennett. Mbuyu, hassled by Lamousse. Good work in the end by the Fuego defender as Mbuyu ended up slipping. There's a look at Omar Lamousse. Started all but 4 games at right back, had 20 starts last season in MLS Next Pro for San Jose Earthquakes 2. And it drops this one off for Alvarez. He's got good technical skills and close space, does Alvarez. Wasn't the best of passes there, but Mbuyu manages to keep it in. Will be a throw, though, for the visitors. One thing Adam Smith talked about was that he had that friendly with Morelia. This is his first game in charge and really got to play 2 separate teams in each half of that game. Got to see what talent was on display. That was a really key game for this Fuego team. Obviously had that close loss to Madison and the winner over Lexington, and now here looking to make it 6 points in 2 games. I mentioned it, starting to get healthy too. It's not great there. Johnson's going to try and track this one down. Knocked away by Vera. Falk hooks it down the field. Chance for Ramos to break. Back to Falk. Ramos is open inside. Falk didn't quite see him in time. Falk looking to get to the byline and does. Pulls it back with the left foot. Down on the ground was Ramos and Eck again, but this time denied by the foot of Pag. Maximus Eck with a great chance to double his haul tonight. Didn't quite catch it cleanly though. And Austin Pag with the kick save. Mbuyu. Cerritos back on defense. Excuse me, this is Flanagan on that far side. Ball's kicked away by Deleuze. This game is really opening up now. There's some tired legs out there. Opportunities both ends. Chavez. Eck now. That's a great tackle by Duty. Still with it though, Fuego. Ramos. He's got bodies flooding forward in the box. Cross comes in. Eck was a little tired. Falk couldn't get there either. And now a chance for Charlotte to break. End-to-end stuff here. Both teams getting stretched. Bennett. Alvarez. Lay it off to Flanagan. Now here's Mbu. Doesn't see anything he likes though, and go back to Dunwell. Flanagan. Mbu now with some space. Out wide to Johnson. His chip ball in. Bennett is there, but so is Falk, who's got a couple of inches on the jack striker and nods it away. Only as far as Dunwell though. Duty. That ball's intercepted. No chance for Eck to break. And just to keep it in, the youngster. It goes around the back of Adam Smith through the coach's box. But can't retrieve the ball. That's going to be a foul. And Rajat Cromwell. Just taking a look at that Austin Pack save just a couple of minutes ago. It's good work down the left by Victor Falk. Crossed it back. Eventually found the feet of Eck. It was a left-footed attempt. It was actually a much better save than it looked at first attempt. Eck with a decent strike on it with his left foot. Pack was in the right place and didn't commit too far to that left-hand post, and as a result got his legs on it. That replay brought to you by Activision LASIK. Here's Mbu on the right now. Slips it into Clay Dimmick. Good work across by Deleuze to knock it away. Oh, excuse me, that was Harold Hansen back there helping out. And now Falk swings it over to Cerritos. Johnson doing good work, but Cerritos skips past it. Lays it off to Ramos. And we may have a couple of substitutions coming in for Charlotte. One of them, a very interesting one. We'll get to that in a second. Here's Hansen. Falk. Vera. What's the next? Shrugs off the challenge of Mbu. Strength for a 17-year-old. Cerritos. Hansen. Alvarez imploring his team to close bodies down here. Good bit of possession by Central Valley. Chavez was trying to knock it back to Vera. Just a little too much juice on it and go out for a Charlotte throw, and we're going to have these substitutions now. We are. Actually, both of these substitutions, both of these subs for Charlotte are interesting. First, let's get to our visiting subs. It will be David Diaz, as well as Zahir Vasquez, 14th substitute appearance for him. Diaz, the 19-year-old, and there on the right, you can see those two names. Should be very familiar to USL Championship fans as well as League One fans over the last two seasons. Dane Kelly and Gabriel Oberton. Mike Jeffries unleashing the big guns here with 27+ minutes remaining. Dane Kelly has started quite a bit for Charlotte. Unlike Gabriel Oberton, has been more of a bench option of late, but Dane Kelly took a knock on his ankle on Wednesday against Greenville, so not healthy enough to start tonight, but good enough to go 27 minutes and try and salvage something for this game for the home team. So Gabriel Oberton, the former Manchester United, PSG youth man, Bordeaux, Newcastle, 72 Premier League appearances. Now in his mid-30s, down goes Brad Dunwell. Those substitutions brought to you by Atlas Chiropractic, as Brad Dunwell still feeling that bit of contact there on his head. Jordan Chavez comes over to apologize. Making way for Obertan and Kelly were Bennett and Johnson. Here's Flanagan now, firing down that left wing. Good work back though by Omar Lamous, and he does manage to keep it in. He had a rough start, Omar Lamous, but he's played well since then. Looked very solid, especially now as Central Valley going more of a four at the back since that early trouble. There's a look at Gabriel Obertan. Was previously with Charlotte, re-signed in June a couple of seasons ago. He had 3 starts for Man United in their title year of 2010-2011. Had some trouble with a hamstring earlier this season. Has been, I mentioned, more of a bench option of late. But obviously somebody with plenty of talent still to turn a game on its head if he's given the opportunity. Dane Kelly, we know what that man can do. He's the most USL Championship goals in history, 110. Corey Herzog, former Omaha man, was in second place last time I checked with 82. Kelly played with the Independents back in 2021. Eck now. That wasn't Eck, excuse me. Eck was in the middle. Ramos maybe down there. Here he is again. Chips in there, but that'll be an easy claim for Austin Pack. 25 minutes remaining here in this one. Russ Davenport here with you. Central Valley 2, Charlotte Independence 1. 4th minute goal by Treasure Mbuyu. Was answered with goals in the 19th minute from Maximus Eck and in the 39th minute from Jordan Chavez. Here comes Mbuyu. Looking to lay it back, finds Alvarez. Omar Cisnau, back to Dimmick. Dane Kelly. Good toe poke in there by Toulouse. And he'll look to come away with it. Excuse me, that's Cromwell. Cromwell with a delightful ball for Eck. Good work by Spielman though. Those 2 physical gentlemen going, oh, I call Marek, excuse me, call Maximum Eck a gentleman. He's not quite there yet. Referee Campo Hernandez is going to have a word here with, I thought it was going to be Spielman, and Eck it is. They had a good little battle there. Well, sir, he did this and he did that. He just, he's like, I can extend my arm. Arm extension is a lot of times what the referee is looking for. They're going to allow you to use the elbow, but once you get that arm extended, that's when you normally get called for it. We're back to resume play now. Mentioned still only 1 card in this game, and it went to Fuego head coach Adam Smith. Sure, the last League One game I've had without a yellow card. Still plenty of time to go for a player at least. It was Alvarez. Obertan looking to run the show from the 10 spot. The 8 spot perhaps. Obertan now lays it off to Mbuyu. Mbuyu cuts back inside, looking for a second. Mbuyu shot is blocked. That's what Mbuyu can do, just dance inside so quickly like that and cause absolute havoc. It's a good block in the end by Toulouse. Here's another look at it on the Activision LASIK replay. Toulouse just stood his ground, hands behind the back to make sure no handball. And a solid block in the end by the centre back. You can see what Mitch North thought of it. He didn't have to make a save. Didn't have to. Goalkeeper doesn't have to make a save. He's normally happy. Well, some goalies do enjoy making the stops. Not too many though. Here's Vera. Falls to the feet of Eck. So then he's off. That's a delightful ball. Just came off the toes of Zahir Vasquez. When you need to rehydrate after a workout, run, or a soccer game, trust Gatorade. Gatorade keeps the Independents game ready all the time, so they're always ready to take the field. Flanagan nods this one out of play and over the hoardings and out for a throw. She'll be taken by Vasquez. So here Vasquez, the man from Utah, has come off the bench now 14 times this season, as I mentioned. Scored in the cup loss to Monterey Bay. Spent a lot of time in Utah with the Real Salt Lake Academy, Utah Valley University, Ogden City of League Two, and then Park City Red Wolves of League Two, as this one comes off the foot of Omar Sis and out for a Chick-fil-A corner kick. Looking for a foul was Omar Sis, didn't get it. This will be the fourth corner of the evening for the visitors as Omar Vera once again takes his time coming over for this one. Just over 20 minutes remaining here from American Legion Memorial Stadium. Fuego 2, Independence 1. There to take with the left foot. Good delivery, headed away by Dimmick. Misplayed though. Falls to the feet there of Diaz, and he gets dispossessed. Now a chance for Charlotte to break. Potential 2-on-1 here. Alvarez. He's got Dane Kelly inside of it. Alvarez is going to take it on his own, and a good save in the end by Mitch North. Stood his ground, stood tall, and parried it away. Alvarez deciding to go on his own instead of feeding the USL Championship's leading all-time scorer. I'm not sure if that was the right decision, but Alvarez with the shot on target. Only the third shot on target this evening for Charlotte, matching Fuego's number. Obertan goes down under pressure from Diaz. No call though. Obertan right back on his feet. And there was a call. The whistle again. Having trouble hearing this whistle. Let's take another look at that chance for Luis Alvarez. Just seconds to let go. Did have Dane Kelly in the middle. It was a good bit of play by Rajat Cromwell though. He just sort of slowed his run down and blocked the path of the pass to Dane Kelly. There were Fuego defenders streaking back to help out. This perhaps was the right decision from Alvarez, but good save in the end by Mitch North. North hammers that one downfield. Barely kept in play by Diaz. Poor giveaway. Chance for Fuego now. Shot from Vasquez is blocked. Falls to the feet of Falk. Falk has had a nice little calming presence in this game since coming on. Provide a little bit of veteran leadership. Now for Rajat Cromwell to get forward. Still Rajat Cromwell with the left foot. That's certainly a centre-back's type of shot there as he scuffs it with his left. And now have to get back in position. Alvarez twisting and turning. No goals elsewhere for a while. Still Lexington 2, Omaha 0. Knoxville 1-0 at the break over Chattanooga. 2-0 Greenville over Tormenta at the break. So even with this win, Central Valley will not jump up the table because Lexington is winning. Eck battling once again with Spielman. Spielman, the veteran, shrugging the 17-year-old off. If things stay as they are, Central Valley will only be 5 points behind the defending champion, South Georgia Tormenta. Only one win less than them as well. Still be 9 points out the playoffs. Vasquez trying to get this ball across, blocked by Flanagan, and out for a Chick-fil-A corner. At the bottom half of the table right now is that coming into tonight, 7th through 12th only had 4 total wins in each team's last 5 games. That was 30 total games, only 4 wins. Richmond with 1, Tormenta with 2. Back-to-back coming into tonight, and Fuego with that one against Lexington. Everybody else, Knoxville with no wins in 5. Lexington no wins in 5 coming into tonight. They're looking to end that streak. And Chattanooga with no wins in 5. Bottom 6. And Richmond out the playoffs at the moment. Play later on tonight. That game will be starting in about a half hour in Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado only 1 loss on the season. It's Vera with the corner kick once again. For Deleuze, comes off the head of a jack, and Dane Kelly will try and keep this in play to stop the corner kick, and does. Dane Kelly 4 goals and 2 assists on the season. Smith directing his players. 2 wins in 3 since taking over, if they can hold on here for Adam Smith. Mentioned when Charlotte came out Central Valley last season that he had tea with Mike Jeffries. So they got to know each other a little bit. Now we're going to have our hydration break here. I think that's what we're doing. A little late into the half for that, but referee Campo Hernandez has made the decision with 16 minutes to go to have a water break, so we will do so. Central Valley Fuego 16 plus minutes away from a second consecutive victory for the first time since the last 2 games of last season. As you can see there, Fabrice Ngad ready to come in, the man from Cameroon. If you're just joining us here, or you're coming over at the halftime of one of the other games, let's take a look at the goals from earlier in this game. Trezor and Mbuyu would get a start in the 4th minute with a peach of a right-footed volley, almost a scissor kick to give Charlotte the lead early in this one, but it wouldn't last for more than 15 minutes as Jordan Chavez picks up the pass from Miguel Ibarra, lays it off for the 17-year-old Maximus Eck. His second goal in as many games, and then Chavez would add a goal to his tally tonight in the 39th, and that's where we stand. Central Valley with a 2-1 lead over the Independents as Mitch North tries to get his team fired up here for these final 15 plus minutes. Mitch North hasn't had a whole lot to do tonight. Had a good save about 10 minutes ago. Charlotte do have 10 shots, but only 3 of them on goal, so just the 2 saves. And there is your substitution. Fabrice Ngad coming in for Shalom Duty. So Fabrice Ngad, more of a left back by trade. And he got 3 starts this season. He has come off the bench in the last 6 though, to provide some fresh legs. You have to wait for that substitution apparently. Vasquez now tries to get across the top of the box, but dispossessed by Sis. Oberton lays it off to Mbuyu. Back to Sis now. Omar Sis out wide. Mbuyu streaking down inside of him. Not the best of passes though, and DeLuce is there to smash it into the stands and allow his teammates to get back and take a breather. Now we will have that substitution. As you can see there will be Fabrice Ngad, 25-year-old from Cameroon. Earned himself earlier this season in the Open Cup game against Charleston. Previously played in Egypt, Cameroon, Morocco. So Fabrice Ngad comes in for Shalom Duty. Looks like he was drifted over to left back. See perhaps if Avion Flanagan pushes a little further forward. That's a good save by Mitch North at the near post. Quick restart by Charlotte, and Trezor Mbuyu almost found himself with the brace. Alvarez places the ball down quickly for the corner kick presented by Chick-fil-A. That substitution brought to you by Atlas Chiropractic. Alvarez will take the corner. And a good claim by Mitch North. Let's take a look at that save by Mitch North on the Activision LASIK replay. It was a quick restart and a good save in the end. Down to his near post. He had to be alert, did Mitch North. That's his 3rd save of the night. Lovely ball for Ngad, pushing forward it is. No, it's Dane Kelly, excuse me. Alvarez lays it off for Demick, but good work back by Diaz. His clearance isn't particularly effective though. Charlotte's still with it. Omar Sis, he can score from distance. Right-footed ball. Dimmick is onside. Obertan, well, that was an interesting one. Obertan looked like he was off. Dimmick looked like he was on. Just two Fuego players go down at the exact same time. Tonight's match presented by Viva Chicken, celebrating 10 years this summer, serving up the hottest and freshest chicken in the Queen City. Download their app for giveaways, deals, promotions, and more during Viva Week, July 21st through 30th. It's Jordan Chavez with a bit of cramp. I think it was perhaps Adrian Vera as well who went down. Both have worked very hard tonight for this Fuego team. Chavez with a goal and an assist. Scored on the cross from Adrian Vera last week. Smith said he's very impressed with this team's fire and desire when he took over. He said he thought that might be gone. He said when they conceded goals, their heads would drop. He said he had Marilia on the back foot for a while. Madison, they went down, but the heads didn't. They kept grinding. Sometimes it's not normally one person's fault when a team is struggling, as Jesus Partida gets ready to come in. Started 15 in a row before missing the Madison game, and then came off the bench last week versus Lexington. Out goes Adrian Vera. So we Partida for Vera. Pretty much a straight swap there at left back for Adam Smith. So we certainly have some minutes added on to the end of this one, as Lexington have taken a 3-0 lead against Omaha. So no move up the table tonight for Fuego. They'll stay in 11th. Alvarez heads it straight up in the air. Dunwell, good battle with Chavez. Sis now hooks it away towards Dane Kelly. And Buyu leaving it for Kelly, but Kelly wasn't quite close enough to beat Omar Lamousse there, who's now down. And a chance for Charlotte to exploit that. Sis, first touch lets him down a little bit. Finds Dane Kelly. Don't let this man get running into the box. He'll make you pay. Loses his footing a little bit. Under pressure, and that ball will go out for a throw-in. And we have a Fuego player down. Looks like it could be Harold Hansen. He's past the byline though, so play could continue. You see referee Campo, well, Hansen limping his way back on. He missed a month with a hamstring earlier this season. This ball's hammered in, but only as far as Lamousse, and Fuego will be able to clear. Seven and a half minutes plus stoppage time remaining here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Central Valley Fuego trying to hold on to what would be a massive 2-1 victory on the road against one of the League One's best teams. Charlotte were in second place coming into tonight, could have moved into first. Diaz now sprays it wide. Lovely tackle there by Nga. He looks to get the break going the other way. Obertan back to Nga. It was Zahir Vasquez who he dispossessed. Nga with space. Pulls it back. Dane Kelly with a lovely first touch. Alvarez looking back for Kelly with the shot. Hits a couple of Fuego players, then cleared away. Dunwell back to retrieve it. Charlotte pushing more and more bodies forward now here, looking for the game-tying goal. Spielman. Dunwell. Nga, back to Dunwell. Space for Mbuyu here, out wide. Excuse me, that's Omar Sis, and Mbuyu's just inside it. Well, played again by Omar Lamousse. Lamousse is still going. I'm not sure how he still has the legs to do this, but here he goes. He's got Eck inside him. And there is Max Masek. The little 1-2 with Lamousse. Into the box. Lamousse shots blocked by Avian Flanagan. And gratefully picked up by Austin Pack. Lamousse has to be dead after that one. He's ran a ton tonight. overtime. And Boo was looking for the 1-2, but it was blocked there by Hansen. A chance for Fuego to come away with it. Diaz. Alvarez with a good tackle, but falls to the feet of Eck. Goes down under the challenge of Spielman. And now he's cramping. Maximus Eck down now, cramping. Did win the free kick. We'll certainly have to think at least 4 or 5 minutes added on to the end of this second half. Here's a look at your scoring summary. Trezor Mbuyu in the 4th minute with his 6th goal of the season. And then in the 19th, it was Maximus Eck with his 2nd goal of the season and second in as many games. And then the same for Chavez. His 2nd goal of the season as well as in as many games as Eck makes his way off the field. We'll see if a substitution is required or if the youngster can continue. Obviously dealing with some calf cramp. Those of us that have played sports know how that can feel, especially in the middle of the night. It looks to be okay potentially. Here's Chavez now. Goal and assist tonight. Looking to waste some time here legally. Comes off his foot and out for a goal kick. Taken quickly. Done well. Alvarez. Got Obertan ahead of him. Decides to slow things down though. Allows Fuego to get back into a bit of their shape. Nga. Lobs it in towards Alvarez. Falls at the feet of Dane Kelly. Appeals for handball. No chance for Central Valley to play. Maximus Eck now in tons of space. He's got Spielman on the inside of him. Obertan tracking back. Maximus Eck onto his left foot, back to his right foot, he goes down, no call. It looked like a stonewall penalty. From our view, you can see the reaction of the Fuego bench. It looked initially like Spielman had caught Eck, but no call, and play will go on, and now a foul the other way. Adam Smith has to be careful, he's got the yellow already. Let's take another look at that potential penalty kick here on the Activision LASIK replay. Eck went to his left and tried to cut back to his right, and let's see if Spielman made contact here. Oh, Eck certainly thought it was. Campo Hernandez was in the right spot, perhaps didn't have the best angle on it. No decision. Well, there was a decision. It was a decision not to give a penalty kick. And that's awful from Nga. Mitch North gratefully picks this one up with just over 2 minutes remaining here in the 90 from Charlotte. Central Valley Fuego looking for back-to-back wins. For the first time this season. Certainly be a well-deserved one tonight. They've been out-possessed almost 2-1. They have 9 shots, 3 of them on target. They've made the most of their chances. Adam Smith discussing dinner plans shortly with the 4th official. Still no cards for any player tonight, somehow. So there's been the potential for referee Campo Hernandez to give 1 or 2 out. Adam Smith, Fuego coach, the only one with a card. Avian Flanagan looking to take on Zahir Vasquez. Still lay it back for Nga. Obertan. Alvarez. Charlotte finding it hard to break down. There's 10 men almost defense now. Alvarez looking for perhaps the 1-2 with Obertan. Obertan with the shot. That's tame though. Wasn't on target, but Mitch North decided to keep it in play. Alvarez, I think, wanted a foul. Referee making sure that Mitch North doesn't waste any time. Here's a look at the replay on the Activision LASIK replay. Hansen perhaps caught Alvarez there. Didn't see advantage being played. Now it's Harold Hansen down with cramp. Referee was signaling 6. I'm not sure what for. Ozzy Ramos is already off. Harold Hansen is number 45. He's trying to shake this one out. 6 minutes is what he was signaling. We will have 6 minutes of stoppage time here. At the end of the second half, brought to you by Viva Chicken. Hansen up on his feet. Quad game is strong from Harold Hansen. He's a big man. Not in height, but in width. Perfect defensive midfielder, hard to get around. One appearance in the MLS with the Portland Timbers. Just turned 23 this past Sunday. Looks a lot older than that. Obertan chips it ahead, looking for Dane Kelly. Mitch North playing sweeper keeper smartly. Just hooks it away. Actually, Harold Hansen just turned 24 earlier this week. Belated happy birthday to Mr. Hansen. And he just hooks this one away into the night. Waste a few more seconds here. We're past 1 minute of stoppage time. 5 more still to go. Done well. Obertan. Divic. Back to Alvarez. Swings it over to Mbuyu. Score of the first goal. It seems such a long time ago because it was in the 4th minute. That one's headed away. Diaz will keep it in play. Put it out at least for a throw in and not a corner. Charlotte continues to put the pressure on. Can they make it 2 late goals in 2 consecutive games? This one would only be for a draw though, as this one goes all the way through to North. Central Valley Fuego have never beaten Charlotte in 4 previous meetings. 3 wins for Charlotte and 1 draw. It will be 6 games in a row that Central Valley have only allowed 1 single goal. Pretty impressive defensive work from the men from Fresno. Diaz takes it to the corner. About the upcoming schedule. Next up for Central Valley will be Knoxville on the 29th. We have a substitution as Andrew Forth comes in for Hansen. Andrew Forth, more of a center back. Let's see where he jumps in. He may just jump in at defensive midfield here for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Man from La Jolla, California. Started 3 of the last 4 at center back. Comes Mbuyu. Obertan. Shrugs off Diaz. Finds a wide open Alvarez. His cross is a decent one. Poked wide. Dane Kelly coming in from that left side. It will be a goal kick, but more importantly, several more seconds off the clock for the visitors. Decent ball in by Alvarez. Good first touch by Kelly. And he perhaps would want to get that one on target. It was from a pretty narrow angle, but we've seen players score from narrower angles. Dane Kelly, dealing with that sore ankle from Wednesday, walks back towards halfway. Was that the last chance for the home team to tie this one up and rescue a point? Just impact under pressure. Chattanooga have equalized in Knoxville in the Smoky Mountain Showdown. Under 2 minutes remaining here though in Charlotte. Central Valley Fuego trying to hold on. Oberton. It looked like a good step initially from Cromwell, but he was called for the foul. Alvarez took it from the wrong place. So we'll have to retake it. We're down to 90 seconds remaining of the 6 initial stoppage minutes. May have a little more added on for that substitution. Dangerous free kick here. Fuego with 11 players behind the ball. Remember, Fuego doing this without Jose Carrera Garcia. Flanagan chips it in. That's awful. Claimed by North. One minute remaining here from American Legion Memorial Stadium. It's a final in Lexington. 3-0 win over Omaha. North bangs it downfield. That's a great kick by Mitch North. Flicked on. David Diaz is there. Can he get to it first? Yes, he can. Big save by Austin Pack, though. Stood tall. That one would have put things away, but now a chance for Mbuyu to come the other way. Oberton with fresh legs. Knocks it inside. Omar Sis. He can do special things. Lays it ahead to Kelly. He's onside. Spielman. The centre back with some skill. Left-footed cross from Spielman is deep. Mbuyu's there with a volley again. Falls to Sis. Looking for a handball. Nothing there. Dunwell will retrieve it. Nods it down to Alvarez. Less than 15 seconds remaining in the original 6 minutes of stoppage. Alvarez chips it back in. And that's an easy claim for North. Is it offside? No, that is it. No extra minutes added at the end of the 6 despite the substitution. And it's a huge victory for that man, Adam Smith. His second in a row as the new head coach of Central Valley Fuego. First back-to-back wins this season, first time since the last 2 games of last season. And a massive 3 points on the road for the men from Fresno, California. Your man of the match, presented by Oak Law Distilling for the home team, is that man there, Trezor Mbuyu. His 4th minute goal was his 6th of the season and got the Jacks off to a great start. But that man there, Maximus Eck, the 17-year-old, tied things up. Let's take a look at your play of the match, brought to you by Paycor. It will be that Trezor Mbuyu goal, and it was a peach of a goal. Gillen Barr with a delightful cross and a lovely scissor kick volley by Trezor Mbuyu. That one will certainly be up for goal of the week next week. It wasn't to be the greatest of nights for the Jacks as they fall 2-1 in this one. Here's your save of the match. The ball falls to Maximus Eck, and Austin Pack was going to his left. Managed to keep his balance though and get a foot on that. Maximus Eck was looking for his 2nd goal of the game. But he'll be happy with 1. That man there, Chavez, with a goal and an assist. As Central Valley Fuego win this one 2-1, a huge 3 points on the East Coast. Well, not the East Coast, but the Eastern time zone for the men from Fresno. Let's go to break. We'll be right back with full-time highlights and more here from Charlotte.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league, the USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
Let's take a look at your highlights from this one as Central Valley Fuego defeat the Independents 2-1. Maybe the Jacks with the early lead though in this one as Miguel Ibarra, delightful ball to find Trezor Mbuyu with a sweet volley. Things were all Charlotte early on, but Fuego would hang around, only 15 minutes later would tie things up. Here's that 17-year-old man again, Maximus Eck, the high school senior from Hanford, California. This pass would be picked off by Jordan Chavez. He would look up, see Eck out the corner of his eye, and that's a solid finish by the youngster to tie things up in the 19th minute. It was a poor pass here from Miguel Ibarra. Unlike the pass on the goal, good interception by Chavez, who had a superb game for the visitors. Eck, who could have had a brace at least in this one. Second goal in as many games there, though, for the youngster. And 20 minutes later, it will be 2-1. Billy Forbes with delightful work down the right and sweet cross with the outside of his left foot. And then Chavez 6 yards out, unmarked, to smash it home past Austin Pack and give the West Coasters a massive 2-1 victory. Their first back-to-back wins of the season. There are your full-time stats. 14 shots for the Independents, 10 for Fuego. Independents just really didn't make Mitch North work quite hard enough for Mike Jeffrey's likings. And their 3-game undefeated streak will come to an end. Well, thanks for joining us here tonight for this USL League One action on ESPN+. My name is Ross Davenport. Thanks to all the crew behind the scenes. Central Valley Fuego trying to make their move out of the bottom two. They'll have to wait a little bit longer as Lexington won tonight, but still a huge 3 points for Adam Smith and his men to take back to California. Your final score, Fuego 2, Independence 1. Have a good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.